Go. He spins the tires. The one gets into him. Now, the 18 thinks he's got room, like Kyle said, because the one car started drifting down. The one car started drifting back up, and Kyle was there.
Yeah, and look, you know, it looks, you look at this on face value, and all the people that are Kyle haters out there will say Kyle Busch caused it. He didn't. This is a train reaction. It's like behind somebody, and they take off.
Oh, Martin, not happy with Kyle Busch.
And he's not happy, but I think when he goes and looks at it, he'll realize exactly what happened. Look.
But let's keep an eye on this.
Oh, Robbie
contact
got into the back of Jeff Gordon.
Caution is out. Mike Wallace gets spun around. Well, let's see. Nope. Oh, there we go.
I think you just knew that was coming.
And now the 24 is going to be black flagged.
See, everybody thought you couldn't make me mad. You can make me mad.
I can.
Everybody. You know, anybody really, but that 31 certainly did today. He should be embarrassed right now to win that race. It was going to be a heck of a battle. I mean, it was between me and him anyway, you know, and I just wish it would have been done fair and square instead of just knocking a guy out of the way. And we had some lap traffic to go through, and you got to be patient. I don't care if there's 15 laps to go. You got to know how to be patient. And, you know, it just didn't happen that way. I was mad. You know, I mean, at the time, hey, I understand why guys do that kind of stuff. I just wish I would have taken his, you know, tire down or something, at least so he wouldn't have won the race. I mean, I just didn't do a very good job of it. But, you know, it's not what you want to do. It's not sportsmanlike, I know. But, hey, man, I didn't think it was sportsmanlike what he did to me, and they didn't penalize him. So.
All right, Jeff Gordon, obviously with a smile on his face, but still a little disgusted with his 15th place finish. Alan?
Expensive too, Wally.
They are, Matt. You're right. That's why you have second thoughts. Okay, here we go.
With the helmet off, record just got there now.
Let's see the accuracy.
And it's a shot.
Oh!
Wow, that was pretty gutsy. It's like a bullfighter.
Tony about to run over the helmet.
Sure he does.
Late in the race, and we see the result.
This is the incident that took place. That was David Starr getting into the back. David Starr obviously staying in his truck, now climbing out. He's got some enemies on the racetrack right now, and they are going to fight it out. Not happy at all. These two teams mixing it up. The NASCAR officials are jumping in. The problem took place when David Starr moved all the way up and got right.
Comes flying up to David Starr, gives him a little hit in the rear end, and he's gonna pull up beside him and tell him what he thought of that. Okay, they're on pit road, and so this is a little bit out of bounds. But here goes Todd. Todd just separates himself, but then the 11 decides he's gonna go get him some of it.
Here, Adam. And Mike Hillman Sr. and Mike Hillman Jr., two of the guys that are involved, and they're back at it again. They had slowed it down. The NASCAR officials had calmed everyone down. David Starr climbed from his truck, and now there are 4 or 5 guys from Germain Racing going after David Starr. One of them climbing up on Todd Bodine's truck. And things starting to simmer once again. A NASCAR official has got a hold of Mike Hillman Sr., Dennis Adcock, one of the lead officials for NASCAR. Right.
Kurt Busch can pick up. There he is on the bottom. Looks like Kyle Busch is going to slide up into him. And that's exactly what happened.
That is a hard hit.
Made contact with a 9 car to turn the 9 around. Watch this, under the caution. 9 is trying to repay it.
Marty? Well, incident number 1, what happened, Casey?
We just got taken out. You know, it's there's times when things happen and you know, you end up crashing because of other cars, but right there we just got taken out, and it's too bad for all the Dodge dealers and McDonald's, Stanley, Siemens, everybody that supports this team, just trying to get top 10s.
Was this incident number 2 payback?
Yeah, I mean, when you just wipe somebody out, I don't care what happens. You know, Dale Jarrett, when he got back at Newman, I think that's the way you got to do it. You know, if people are going to run you over for no reason, and you know, think they're going to get away with it, then you just go out there and ruin their day too. I think that's the best way to do it.
Dave?
I've seen Robbie Gordon going on the inside to make it 3 wide with Greg Biffle in that 29 car.
he came up in front of the 16. Looked like there might have been contact with Biffle. That turned him around.
Or Kevin Harvick. Woo.
Get behind you. Get behind you.
On board the singular car. And listen.
Ouch.
Greg Biffle, Jeremy Mayfield. Oh, who's that? Tony Stewart. Punched into the side of Greg Biffle's car.
Getting caught up in somebody else's mess.
Man, oh man.
Look at this. Stewart trying to get away, and
so was Biffle. And Jeremy Mayfield also involved. You see the left rear tires flat on Jeremy's car. Oh, I see. This is a payback from the earlier spin out with Robbie Gordon.
That's exactly what it is. And like I said, unfortunately, you get guys that have nothing to do with that, running for the championship, cost them.
Yep. Remember earlier we saw the 31 car being spun by the 16, and this time that's the payback.
It'll be interesting to see if there's a call on this one.
Going down in the corner. Spun Biffle in front of in the side of the 19 car, and Tony Stewart had no place to go. He also gets involved.
This was a payback, and this is what needs to be done, and I commend NASCAR for it.
this time they looked at the tapes and said, we're going to penalize Robbie Gordon 2 laps.
See the back of the car roll around, gets up in the outside of the 33.
Moved that 33 up the racetrack and took the lead away from him.
Good racing or something else, Austin?
I wasn't good racing. I hadn't raced him all day. He was nervous or something. Got to get back around me, just moved me up the track. He never wanted to race side by side for a lap with anybody. He wrecked his teammate at the beginning of the race. It's all good. We got plenty of races left. It'll happen again to him.
And you talked about tomorrow. What would you like to see in the form of repayment?
I don't know. I'm not going to talk about it. He won't be ready.
Goes around and winds up 18th. Elliott was all wound up after that spin, potentially cost him $100,000 in the Dash for Cash bonus program.
Is that the way you race like that? You will not win this championship. Mark my word. I've been there. I do what? I'm about to start what?
And here we go. It's a shootout. 4 to go. There goes Wallace around as he is hit with the 11. More contact as the 11 gets tagged by the 88. And we have carnage in turn number 2.
It's not like we couldn't see this coming.
Wallace was running 14th on the restart. And Stevens a little hot under the collar at Brian Scott.
To get to the bottom, a place he's been plenty of times before.
This time, door-to-door contact as they come out of the turn and go down the backstretch. The racetrack goes Hornaday after being at the bottom. Sideways is Kyle Busch. Kevin Harvick holding on to second.
He might have had a little help.
Harvick gets the nod as they cross the stripe again by 21 thousandths of a second. Here comes Kyle Busch again.
And Buescher. James Buescher trying to make it 3 wide.
James Buescher. And sideways again goes Kyle Busch after they come out of 2. Here comes Kevin Harvick once again, and James Buescher looks to the bottom of the track.
Look at James Buescher now.
Buescher giving Harvick another truck to deal with as Kyle Busch seems to have the advantage as they cross the stripe. That time 41 1,000ths of a second in front of Harvick.
What a great battle. Here goes Harvick up the hill.
Off the racetrack. Here comes James Buescher. Buescher will pass them both. Harvick in second. Kyle Busch back to third.
And let's see. It was contact for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure that left rear tire didn't get cut down on Paul Menard's, too, by that contact like we saw earlier with Trevor Bayne.
They get into 3, and then he gets up the racetrack, gets in the side of the 47 car. 47 car way up the racetrack, gave up a lot of spots. The race was over. AJ let him know he wasn't happy. But, you know, a lot of that is the frustration of not being in the chase.